Is there a story to GTA Online? The short answer is yes, even though it feels like that story has been lost with all the DLCs over the past decade, along with the constant grinding, griefing, and fights taking place in PvP public lobbies and orb spamming. But yes, even though this is an online multiplayer live service game, there originally was a story regarding your character, the protagonist, in GTA Online. OG as well as older players know that there's an ongoing story to the game, but newer players may not realize that, which is understandable, especially if you came in with the PS5, Xbox Series versions of Grand Theft Auto Online, which lacks the same tutorial that we got with the 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions of GTA Online. In order to do this, I have to go back to the PS4 version of Grand Theft Auto 5. So I walked a few feet behind me to my gaming shelf, grabbed one of the 3 copies Riley and I have of the PS4 version of GTA 5. Why we have 3 copies? Good question. And I put it into my PS5. You know, I had to wait a little bit for it to download, create a brand new character, and then launch into GTA Online on the PS4 for the very first time for the character that I created for the purposes of this video. It's the same intro most of you have seen before back on the PS3, Xbox 360 versions. Same thing with last gen along with PC. Your character flies into Los Santos to meet Lamar. They've had a correspondence over Life Invader, and Lamar has convinced your character to come to Los Santos in order to start a new life for themselves.
What that shit do, you big old pimp, you? I see you up in this motherfucker now, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Come here, holler at your boy. Man, it's good to finally meet you, man. After all that time on Life Invaders, man, we friends in real life now, huh? Look at you, dude. You, like, smaller than you look in your picture, but... oh, fuck it, it don't matter. Hey, I heard you wasn't a big talker, right? I said, just probably need to get settled in. Got that jet lag, you know? So I got a little gift for you. Welcome to Los Santos. Untraceable. You gotta love that. Who your partner is, pimp? Who your partner is?
Basically, your character, the protagonist, has a rags to riches crime story throughout the events of GTA Online. Now, there's a variety of side activities to do, from the racing, which you have to do a tutorial for at the very beginning of your playthrough of GTA Online. But there's also a lot more things to do besides racing. You got death matches, LTSs, adversary modes, parachuting. The list goes on and on. That doesn't really tie into the main story of your character, but you do make contacts throughout the early days of your time in Los Santos when you're just a low-level criminal trying to make as much money as possible in order to make a life for yourself. All you really start off with is a pistol that Lamar gives you and the clothes on your back. And he even convinces you to start robbing convenience stores to make some money. But you also start making additional contacts from Lamar to Gerald.
Yeah. Man, if you don't get off my phone with this bullshit. Fuck. Man, some people are so clean. Hey, what that shit do? You trying to make some cheese? My boy Gerald G, he looking for somebody low-key right now to be 1,000 with you. I'm thinking you. Look, it's a big exchange of merchandise going down. The Vagos and the Ball Eaters and squash their little cultural differences or what the fuck ever. Anyway, why don't you slide down there and see if you can shake up the free market economy a little bit and get that cheese. Hey, I'm gonna text you the boy G address. Don't even trip, he's straight. That's my dog. You know we got you. Man, my folks here. What's up, dog? How you doing? Well, goddamn, you antisocial motherfucker, you gonna speak? Hey. See, I told you, y'all gonna get along great. Y'all can get to take this shit on the road and have your little ventriloquist act going on. Maybe you can stick your hand up his ass. Give him the dope.
Yeah. All right, here. It's right. Don't bother counting it. You get anything else interesting, bring it my way.
Yeah, what I tell you, motherfucker, he like you. And now you got you some bread. What you need to do is go get you some motherfucking gear, because you bummy as fuck. You can't be walking around with me looking like that. You need to better representate yourself. You know what I'm talking about?
To Simeon, who actually offers to pay for some modifications for your vehicle that you've recently, quote-unquote, acquired off the streets of Los Santos. And through these contacts, they give you opportunities, jobs, contact missions for you to earn additional money through Gerald, Lamar, Simeon. But as you gain a reputation for yourself, you attract the attention of more players throughout the criminal underground of Los Santos and southern San Andreas, including Ron, Trevor, Lester, as well as Martin Mendraza. The contact missions are part of the character's story, and unfortunately that's something that a lot of players today don't really bother with. Prior to the Heist update in 2015, contact missions were a vital way for players to earn money in the game, to purchase more vehicles, weapons, clothing, properties, and they also build up your reputation with all of your contacts, including Lester, who eventually introduces you to an even more lucrative way to make money via the original Heists back in March 2015. The money that the protagonist makes from accomplishing heists for Lester, Agent 14, and Trevor allow the protagonist to go from a simple gun for hire to laying the foundation towards building their own criminal empire. Over time, your character's influence continues to grow post the Heist update as you invest more of your capital into various legitimate businesses, such as an executive business, which allows you to run some warehouses, including import-export vehicles. You also get involved with bikers. You create your own biker clubhouse. From the MC you help finance, you also run several illegal businesses. The contacts your character makes over the years continue to pay off for you. As an old friend that you helped out with heists, Agent 14 offers you the opportunity to purchase an abandoned bunker, which allows you to create arms and get into the gun trade. Sometime after, you invest money in purchasing a hangar either at Fort Zancudo or down in LSIA, thanks to Ron, which also allows you to sell various goods and shipments via your hangar. By this point, your character has come up on the radar of not only various other criminal organizations, but also government entities as well, such as the IAA and the FIB. But a greater threat appears on the radar, which leads to you working with the IAA to save the world from an AI known as Clifford, created by billionaire Avon Hertz. With the help of Lester, you're able to not only destroy Clifford, but bring Avon Hertz to justice. By assisting the IAA from a potential doomsday scenario, they agree to look the other way as you continue to build your criminal empire. Your character's influence and finances continue to grow, allowing you the ability to invest in more businesses throughout Los Santos and southern San Andreas, including a nightclub ran by Tony Prince, aka Gay Tony, who was rarely popular in the nightclub scene in Liberty City a few years ago. Ownership of the nightclub also puts you in contact with celebrities throughout Vinewood, along with some of the most popular DJs in the world, including Solomon, Dixon, and a few others as well. And just like all your previous businesses, the nightclub also serves as yet another front for your growing criminal empire. Sometime later, the old abandoned casino gets purchased, demoed, and rebuilt as the Diamond Casino under the Chang family from China. Sensing an opportunity to make some new friends, as well as line your pockets with even more money and influence, you go undercover into the Diamond Casino to work for Agatha Baker. While working at the Diamond Casino, you come in contact with Vincent, who eventually becomes a really good friend of the protagonist. But all is not well for the Chang family or Agatha Baker. for another family out of Texas known as the Duggans have interest in purchasing the Diamond Casino, and they will stop at almost nothing in order to acquire the casino from the Chang family. Despite your best efforts, including killing off the patriarch of the Duggan family, the Changs ultimately have no choice but to sell the Diamond Casino to the Duggans. Vincent also ends up losing his job as head of the Diamond Casino after this acquisition. Georgina Chang, the daughter of the late Wei Chang, takes over the Chang family and employs Lester along with your character in order to help rob the Diamond Casino in revenge for the Duggan hostile takeover of the Diamond Casino, which your character is more than happy to assist Georgina and his old friend Lester with accomplishing. Despite successfully robbing the Diamond Casino, it has made so much money for the Duggan family that not even a heist is enough to bring down the Diamond Casino, but it does satisfy Georgina Chang and leads to a very happy ending for both Georgina and Lester. Following the events of the casino heist, you are contacted by Miguel Madrazo, the son of Martin Madrazo, who invites you to come down to the music locker at the casino, in which he seeks your assistance in helping him acquire some documents from Juan Strickler, El Rubio, who happens to run an island known as Cayo Perico out in the Caribbean. English Dave, who you have made acquaintances with at the nightclub, helps sneak you onto the island where you make contact with El Rubio. But in order to help you carry out this heist, you're going to need the assistance of a former Russian sailor named Pavel, along with his submarine, the Kasaka. By purchasing the Kasaka from Pavel, he stays on as your first officer and mechanic, as well as assists you in successfully carrying off the Cayo Perico heist, retrieving said documents for Miguel Madrazo, as well as pissing off El Rubio. Sometime after the Cayo Perico heist, you make contact with Franklin Clinton, lifelong friend of Lamar Davis, who has been a friend of yours for quite a while now, ever since he convinced you to come to Los Santos with just the clothes on your back. Despite how powerful and influential and wealthy your character has become, they never forgot their old friend Lamar, who brought them to Los Santos to begin with all those years ago. You agree to become a business partner with Franklin's agency, and you end up working with Dr. Dre, who you have briefly met a year prior, when he originally was planning on going off to Cayo Perico as well. By assisting Franklin with Dr. Dre's contract, you continue to make new friends and build up your influences and connections. Following your partnership with Franklin and helping out Dr. Dre, your criminal empire continues to flourish as you invest more of your capital into various other businesses which serve as fronts. From an auto shop to a warehouse with a gang known as the Fooligans, a chop shop ran by Yusuf Amir out of Liberty City. You also get involved in a bounty hunting business, along with purchasing the Darnell Brothers shop from Lester, and making connections through Pavel with the former FIB agent in order to carry out some agents of sabotage. From humble beginnings to climbing all the way to the top of the criminal underworld food chain, the protagonist is loved by those who work for them, respected by allies, and feared by anyone that gets in their way. The corruption of the city of Los Santos, along with the state of southern San Andreas by career politicians, along with dirty cops in every single department at the local and federal levels, ultimately led to the rise of the protagonist from a common street criminal to one of the most powerful and influential crime bosses in Los Santos and southern San Andreas history. And for the time being, the world that the protagonist resides in is truly theirs. How do you see your protagonist in GTA Online? A hero, anti-hero, or outright villain? Feel free and let us know below in the comments section.